This is Pete Feenstra on Thursday the 4th of July, American Independence Day. For GetReadyToRock.com, talking to a brand new talent called Tobi. Pleased to meet you, Tobi.
Nice to meet you.
For those of you who don't know, Tobi signed to, or did sign to, Andy Fraser's Tracks label when he was 16 years old. I think you're 18 now.
I am, yes.
Positive veteran. How did you all hook up first?
Well, he actually saw one of my tracks when I was 15 on YouTube, which was actually the first single that I released with Andy when I got signed to him when I was 16.
Yeah.
But it was basically as quick as this. He saw me on YouTube, he Skyped me, and then I went over. And,
Literally like that?
When I was 15, I went over to meet him, and then we did an album in 3 weeks. I came home, I started finishing off my GCSEs, and what happened was I had all these songs being sent to me, being remixed and all this, and I was sort of just at school, like, you know, and then then we had the first album. That was the first album,
wow.
And then that was it, and then we signed a contract, so I was 16, and here I am today.
And you're here today because you've got an EP coming out.
Yes, I have. There's one song. There's the new track we've done just on this album this year that we've done.
The album being what?
The album. I don't. The album. I don't actually know what the album's called yet. It's not been released.
Okay.
So.
No problem. No problem.
But the EP is called The World, and the single on the new album is The World, and we also have the old single, which is Brighten Up My Day, which is on the first album.
Yeah.
And a little bit of something
There's
different.
There's a video of that out there as well, people can check.
And there's a little bit of something different, which is halfway there as well, which is on there.
Well, you're going to play a song for us in an exclusive presentation for GetReadyToRock.com a little bit later, but you first started, writing when you were 12 or so, you were telling me?
Yeah, I started, I absolutely hated singing, because I had the squeakiest voice ever, and it was awful.
Well, you would be when you're 12.
Yeah, but I mean, I had it all the way up to until I was about 15. Everyone used to call me Pinocchio.
That's not
But no. But and I used to hate singing, so I just used to play guitar. So I started in a band when I was 15. Not 15. I started in a band when I was 13. After a year playing guitar, and we used to.
What
play
kind of a band
covers.
was that? Yeah,
covers band. Like we used to play Hendrix. We had one original, but I mean we was all young anyway, so we was just in it for fun. We played like Hendrix sort of stuff, and but I mean when I was 13, I got introduced to John Mayer, and the first person was I wanted a new guitar. So I said to my mum, "Can I have a new guitar?" And she knew that I didn't like singing, so she said to me, "If you get up on an open mic night and you sing Gary Moore, Still Got the Blues for You, and you play it on guitar and play the solo, then I'll buy you a new guitar."
That's a good deal.
Yeah, she didn't think I'd do it. That's the only reason she said. She actually told me afterwards. She said, "I never thought you'd actually do it," and I did it. And I got my new guitar, and that's when I started singing. And that's when I started getting into blues.
Wow.
Then I watched, so all at the same time, about 13. I watched Eric Clapton's Crossroads Festival 2007, and I saw John Mayer playing with him.
Well, you've been described as a cross between Justin Bieber and John Mayer. I mean, is that the kind of musical art that you fit into, do you think?
I don't know, I think I'm not too sure about myself, to be honest, because I mean I just sort of sit
You're still developing.
Yeah, I just sort of sit there with my guitar and what comes out was what comes out. I mean, Justin Bieber's obviously done something right, so I can't knock it, you know.
Yeah.
So, but
and where does the inspiration for your songs come from? Because you're quite prolific in a way. You've written all these songs in.
That's a strange one, that is. I mean, sometimes, it's quite funny how me and Andy both work as well. I mean, sometimes, because me and Andy do the same thing, which was quite funny when I met him. He wakes up in the middle of the night sometimes and he'll have a riff.
Or a song sometimes.
He'll start singing it, and I have endless amounts of notes on my phone that I'll probably never use. And I have those recordings on my phone when you've just woken up and you're going, literally all it is slurs, you know. But I mean, that's basically. I mean, I'll start off with a riff on guitar.
Yeah.
And then when I have sort of some inspiration or something's happened, I'll probably start writing some stuff, and then I'll just try and fit it into the riff.
And how's your working relationship with Andy as your producer, as he is presumably on?
It's great. I mean, that's why
different ideas.
Yeah, it's because we sort of work so differently. I mean, because I love blues, but I've always loved R&B as well. It's a lot of sort of soul-y, more soul. So I mean, I can sort of bring that side as well as rock as well. But then Andy's the really sort of rock influence as well. Being writing with Paul Rogers, he was saying that they taught each other a lot about songwriting.
Well, I think you do when you're in a partnership like that. Yeah.
I'd like to hope that I've learnt something from Andy.
I'm sure you have. And who are the kind of musical influences that have led to this point?
Ooh. Do you know what? It's been such a long time since anyone's asked me that, unbelievably. But I'd say definitely Gary Moore, John Mayer. I love people like Al Green even.
Oh,
I remember,
soul side.
I remember when I was younger listening to the Temptations.
This is all your mum and dad
that.
stuff, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, my dad loved jazz and stuff like that. But I mean, I still do like jazz, but I like the sound. I'm not really into it too much. Start saying names. I say Coltrane and all this, but don't know too much about it. But when I started playing guitar, I started playing people like, funnily enough, The Free. And AC/DC, Jimi Hendrix, Johnny Winters, Stevie Ray Vaughan was a massive influence.
So you have got that kind of blues rock grounding, yeah. But you've also got that commercial side to your music, very sort of poppy and...
I think that just comes from my age, as you say, and as well as, I mean, I've always loved John Mayer, and I used to do street dancing, so I used to listen to a lot of pop and R&B.
Yeah, which have incorporated into the whole thing, yeah?
Yeah, which would have been even old people like D'Angelo and things like that, soul-y.
So when people go and see you with your band, what can they expect musically then?
They can expect good things, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good thing, talking about which, I think you're going to play as a bit of a tune, aren't you?
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to do a...
This is completely unrehearsed, everybody, but we've asked them to do this.
I'm going to do, I think I'll do one on my first album. This is a more sort of bluesy, soul-y one. This was called There's Always Hope.
Right, this is Toby playing There's Always Hope. Take it away.
But there's no use crying. You just keep on trying to reach expectations and over variations.
Wow, excellent. That was Toby. Go and check him out. You've got some tour dates coming up with Andy Fraser.
I have indeed. They're all on. I can't think of them offhand, but they're all on tobyofficial.com.
Yeah.
Check it out.
And you've got your own band as well, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, I usually for this tour it's different because Andy's come over. And we're playing with the Andy Fraser band, and that's including Chris Spedding as well. I mean, my usual band, I usually only do sort of trio stuff.
Yeah.
So
can we expect a few dates around London at some point? Or
in fact? Definitely.
In support of the EP, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been Pete Finson for GetReadyToRock.com talking to Toby. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been lovely meeting
Great
you.
guitar player, really rhythmic. It's been Adrian on the camera, and good afternoon.